Hi there, YouTubers and weavers. I've made a recent purchase, an additional piece for my Loom. Here it is in this monster tube. So, time to open this up, take a good look at it. I guess that's why why some people talk about having unboxing videos. So we're going to do an unboxing here. I'm going to cut the plastic on the end of this tube. And they did a good job of taping it up, that's for sure. I bought this from the Woolery it's in Kentucky. I can't remember the city name. Is it Frankfort? I might be wrong on that. But it's still thewoolery.com. Let's see if I can get this open. Not only did they tape it, but it's stapled too. I just stuck myself with a staple. I might have to go get a screwdriver or a pliers to pull out these staples. Be right back. Okay, I took the staples out with a needle nose plier and a screwdriver to bend them so I can get them out. Staples that have gone through a cardboard tube and through a piece of plastic are definitely strong. So there's the top off. Packing paper. Packing paper. We'll set the tube aside. And there you see it, a new reed for my Louette spring loom. I've already got back there a 10 dent and a 12 dent reed, so you would think that I could probably get along with that for enough. But I bought an 8 dent reed. And you can obviously convert from a 10 dent to an 8 dent. You can just slay 8 threads every inch instead of 10 by doing 1 1 1 1 blank 1 1 1 blank, and you've got 8 threads per inch in a 10 dent, or 1 2 blank 1 2 blank 1 2 blank, and you've got 8 threads in a 12 dent reed. So why do I need this? Well, think back to the video I did a couple of months ago, a couple of videos ago, and I had that where I did that prayer shawl. That's a pretty thick yarn, and while I could do 8 threads per inch with it, the yarn itself was so thick that it was getting some serious wear and tear against the reed as it was going through it, because it's a thick yarn. So I decided to get an 8 dent reed so that the openings of the dents will be a little bit bigger and make it easier for that yarn, that size yarn, to go through it. Easier to do a slightly bulkier yarn in an 8 dent reed instead of doing 8 threads per inch in a 10 or 12 where the dents themselves are smaller. So there's the reed. Now there's a step that I do with a brand new reed that I'm sure most people don't do. But I'm going to move the camera. You're going to come over, kind of look over my shoulder and do this. I need to find out exactly where the middle dent is, so it's going to take me a few minutes to count that. I'll do that off camera. But once I find the very middle dent, I will show you what's next. Okay, this part I'm going to do hand holding the camera. And so this purports to be a 40-inch reed. And when I lay a measuring tape on it, there's dents out to 40 1/2 inches. That's okay. We can deal with that. So, and there's, if we look at it closely, get it in focus, you can see that the dents in the reed match up perfectly with the 1/8 inch markers on my measuring tape. So right here is what I think is the middle. I might be off by 1, but even so, it's close enough for government work that I can be happy with that. So what I'm going to do is remove the tape, and I have got a piece of orange thread around the bottom of the reed. I'm going to simply tie that in place for a second, and then I'll be right back to the camera again. So the next thing I've done is I've counted 8 positions. Where did I put my measuring tape? There it is. So these should be 1 inch apart. And yes, they are 1 inch apart, exactly on the inch. So now I can take another color, and every inch I'm going to tie another thread. So in effect, what I'm doing is pre-marking my reed as a measuring tape at the inch increments. And I'll do that every inch all the way to the end. What that does for me is, you know, a lot of people, they come through and each time they do this, they have to, oh, where's the middle, and measure out how far do I want to go from the middle to get it even in the middle of the loom. I don't need to use the measuring tape ever again with this once I get these on there, because my reed itself will become my measuring tape. So I'm going to set these here, count 8 positions, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And tie this off. And these extra Irish pennants, after I get all done with this, I will just cut these off. So you can see that, and okay, let's do a couple more inches. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That's 1, 2, 3, 4 inches. And I'm just tying a square knot. Nothing, this doesn't need to be anything fancy. But now I'm going to switch colors. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Then I'll go back to blue again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Come on, get loose. So I've got a different color every 5 inches, just to help me measure a quick visualization. So orange is going to be the middle. The navy blue will be every inch. Every 5th inch I'm going to switch to green. So as I look at this, once I start measuring a warp with this, whatever it's going to be, and it doesn't matter, anytime I use this, I will always know. And let's say I'm doing something that I plan on making 26 inches wide. I just have to count out and say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, out here to 13, and that's where I can start going back across. I don't have to do any measuring and guessing where the middle's going to be. This is just, it's a convenient measure for me for future times when I am threading or slaying the reed, that I will know exactly how wide I am and where to start. Because obviously when you plan something, you plan it to be a certain width in the reed. I'm just setting it up so the reed itself can be my measuring tape. I'm going to continue doing this until I get it all the way across. We'll be back when I get to that point. Okay, I have finished tying on all of my little 1-inch markers on this new reed. There's the center, it's the orange one. Every 5 inches is a green one, if I've counted correctly, and I believe I have. I double checked. So there we are. That's my method of turning a brand new reed into a measuring device for getting my warp through the center of my reed, or getting my warp centered on my reed by knowing where the center is. And if I say I'm doing a 20-inch wide piece, I count over to 10 inches and I start slaying the reed there. 5, 10, 15, 20, and then I know I'm done. Easy peasy lemon squeezy, I guess. But that's a method that I use for setting up a brand new reed. And that's what this is. Okay, gang, that's my new reed process. I haven't the foggiest idea right this minute of when I'm actually going to use this reed again, or for the first time actually, but it's ready for me. I don't know whether that'll be the next project or 2 projects or 3 projects down the road, because I haven't decided what's next. But I'm ready for it whenever that time comes around. So that was just a tip for you, if you will, of how I set up a new reed. And if you like my videos, I'd appreciate you subscribing. And if you're already a subscriber, thanks a million. We'll catch you the next time around at the weaving area here. Bye-bye.